You think like that successful person, you do all the things that that successful version of you would do, you will become that successful person. Anything that you, any way that you think and do right now has gotten you to this point in your life. It has not gotten you further. To get further, we have to transform. It's either you wait for the things around you to transform you into a better person, more successful person, or you take the initiative yourself and you do it yourself. This means maybe waking up a half an hour earlier than everybody else, or maybe it's an hour earlier. How much sleep does that successful version of you actually need? Because that person does everything right. Exercises, you know, has passion, extremely organized, always drawing, whatever it is, whatever that image is. Keep that in you. Think about this every day. Think about it every day and think about that picture of that slacker that you do not want to be. Black and white picture. This is how you get over uh, finding time to draw. I guarantee you, if you do this and you concentrate and you think about it, that you will find the time to draw now, because you're going to be getting up earlier. You're not going to be slacking anymore. The times that you used to slack, now you're drawing. Now you're being productive. Later on, you're going to figure out a way to slowly shift your life into a situation where you do get to draw all the time. This is what I'm talking about. You have the plan. Right? You have a plan to maybe save up so you could quit your crappy job and you can support yourself while you draw all the time. And you consistently are drawing to learn, drawing to practice, drawing to think in different ways, exploring, evolving. So now that we've talked about that, I want to talk about the next thing that this person asked, which is carpal tunnel. Keeping yourself healthy. I've drawn so much where I start to get pains into my wrist. What I did was I bought one of those handheld massager things. It cost like $60 Canadian or something like that. And so you can target little points. It's like a wand. You hold it up to your wrist and it starts to massage your wrist. The other thing that I do is we have meetings in the jacuzzi, company meetings in the jacuzzi and swimming pool. So I will let the jets blaze, right at my wrist, and at the same time I'm massaging my arm too. Back and forth, up and down, really getting into every little crevice that I can, and really trying to break apart all the tendons and all the muscles that feel like they're stuck together. And speaking about having meetings in the pool and the jacuzzi, things like that, a lot of things that we don't want to do in life, um, all it takes is thinking about how we can do it in a way that's enjoyable. Like having a drink before you draw, or listening to music while you paint, or having your meeting in the swimming pool. So you're swimming and you're talking, and it doesn't even feel like a meeting anymore. It just feels like a bunch of people chatting about what they want to do, today, tomorrow, the day after, this week. What are their goals? Um, it makes life so much more enjoyable, and that can't hurt. Now, the last thing that this person asked was talking about layers, a technical issue. how I use layers is, the general rule is, if I know that I do not want to change it anymore, then I'll merge the layers down. The only time that I would keep the layers is if I think that the client might want to have separate layers for the separate elements in the picture, or that they might want to change certain elements in the picture. So I would keep those separate so they're you know, easily changeable. Or if I'm doing it for a demo for class, I would want to keep all the layers separate so that I could show them each process that I took to finish my painting. Now, going back to, thinking the right way, thinking of ourselves as the successful version and all this stuff, really loving art, again, getting into the right frame of mind. I want to talk about something that we all do, is if you think about it, our hardest critic is always ourselves. You say things to yourself that people normally don't say. You do something stupid and you go, "Ah, what the hell did I do? Oh man, I'm so dumb. I'm such a friggin' idiot. How could I screw up again? What is wrong with me?" These are things that generally you would never say to anybody else. Why would you say it to yourself? Let's stop that and tell ourselves that we are we all make mistakes. Guaranteed we're going to make another mistake in the future. The main thing is that we are trying and we are learning from our mistakes, and we're not going to keep repeating our mistakes. And even if we do, we're not going to repeat it again. You got to give yourself hope. You can't be so down on yourself. Because you would never do this to anybody else. There's lots of people out there, and they're the type to say, if you say, "Oh, nice work," then they would say something like, "Oh no, it's terrible. Oh my God, I really don't like it. I really hate this piece of work. Ah, man, thank you, but it's really not good at all. It's just awful, 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 awful." As an independent artist, or even just an artist in general, if you're looking for a job, finding new clients, things like this is not the right way to think. You have to be confident about your work. A lot of times you have to be more confident about your work than the client, because you are the one that has to sell it to them. So if you are not believing in your work, why should they? If you're going for an interview, why should they believe in you when you don't even believe in yourself? How about allow yourself to love your work? You might not be fully satisfied with it, but you can definitely still like parts of it. Don't dwell so much on all those negative aspects about your work without thinking about all the amazing things that you've achieved. It's okay to be proud of your work. So many people, especially artists, are always disappointed in what they draw. Never proud of themselves. Never want to tell anybody about what they've done. Well, if you're an independent artist like me, nobody else will tell anybody else about what you've done except for yourself. You have to promote yourself. I don't